if you're watching this video, that's because you got an interest in Jiufen, Taiwan. Lucky for you, I spent a few days there, and I'm willing to share my experience and knowledge with you so that you can have a better experience and be better prepared for the crowds that are going to be there. And of course, if you watch until the end, I've got some restaurants and a cafe that I would love to share with you. Jiufen is located not too far from Taipei. Most people will take the train there. However, if you take a train, you're going to have to transfer in Ruifang. I believe my way of getting to Jiufen is much quicker and it doesn't involve any transfers. Just outside Taipei main station, you can actually take a bus that goes straight to Jiufen. Now, it might take a little bit longer since it's not a train. However, it saves you the trouble of transferring. It's also going to leave you directly in front of Jiufen Old Street, which is most likely your destination. The thing about Jiufen is that it's best known for its rainy and solemn weather. So chances are that when you go, it's going to be rainy, it's going to be slightly chilly, and there's going to be a lot of crowds because people go there for the lanterns at night. Now, many people go there because they believe it looks like Sen no Chihiro or Spirited Away, and many people believe that the location actually inspired the movie. This is not true. However, it does look the part, and that's all that we really care about. Now, in my experience there is going to be a lot of tourists and a lot of crowds, a lot of shoving, and it's going to be very difficult to get the photos that you want. So I heavily recommend that you get a hostel or a hotel for at least 1 or 2 nights. And trust me, Jiufen is not that big of a town. You could actually get almost everything done in one evening. However, if you want to get the nice photos without all the crowds of tourists and people shoving and pushing, then spending one evening after dark, after all the hordes of buses have gone home, you're going to get amazing photos such as this one. Now, I like to think of Jiufen as having 2 main parts. There's Jiufen Old Street, which is where all the tourists go. You cannot miss it because you just have to follow everybody. And then there's Jiufen Old Town. Now, the Old Town is where most people don't actually go. It's like where you have the people that are living there, going about their daily lives. But there's actually so much to do and explore there that I think you really enjoy spending some extra time there, especially when it's nice and quiet without the tourists. Most people go for the pictures of the tea house, and it's actually a very simple photo to get. It's just a little difficult to get it without all the people in the way. So you might have to wait a little bit. However, please keep in mind that the lanterns only stay on for at least 1 or 2 hours after the tourists leave, but that should be enough to get all the photos that you want to get. There is also a lot of cats in Jiufen, so I think you're going to enjoy just taking pictures of the critters. Now, given that Jiufen is actually kind of small, I do want to recommend the alleys surrounding the main street. Hello friends, I sell high quality prints as well as exclusive photography books that would be perfect for your coffee table. You can also support me completely free by simply just watching my entire video until the very end. Getting lost in these little alleyways and going up the hills, just getting lost in the town is really it's really quite beautiful if you ask me. And since Jiufen is usually rainy or drizzly, you're bound to get some nice photos. However, there is a 7-Eleven there, so you can easily buy an umbrella if you need it. Now, I also want to recommend visiting Ruifang if you get the chance, especially Ruifang Old Street is just outside the main station. Chances are that if you're traveling to Jiufen by train, you're going to pass by Ruifang station. And just outside the station is Ruifang Old Street, and I think it's quite nice, especially with all the lanterns everywhere, which is kind of like a precursor to what you're going to get in Jiufen. Additionally, you can visit Jiufen Old Street, that's the cat town. However, I didn't get a chance to visit this time around, but it should not be very difficult to get there. Now, I made the mistake of staying in Jiufen for 5 days, when in actuality, all I needed was maybe 2 nights, especially if you're a photographer. It's a small town, it's very easy to see all that you need to see and do. So I decided to dedicate one of the nights to Keelung, which it also only took 1 bus ride from Jiufen. And I spent another night in Ruifang, which also only took 1 bus. Each time the bus left me directly in front of Jiufen Old Street, so it made it very convenient to travel around to these cities. The town really is quite beautiful, and I think people are really going to enjoy it. However, I did not find myself going out during the daytime because of the hordes of tourists. They really kind of ruined the atmosphere and almost ruined the trip for me. And if it wasn't for the after nights when they were all gone, then I'm not sure I would have enjoyed it as much. Now, as promised, there's a coffee shop that I think you're really going to enjoy there. I'm going to include the name and directions right here, but you get a really beautiful view of the city and the seaside. Additionally, I would recommend going to this restaurant. There are many restaurants in Jiufen Old Street. However, I do think they're a little bit overpriced compared to what other Taiwanese restaurants there are. This one is a little bit more off the beaten path, still in Jiufen, but luckily there was almost nobody there. The food was amazing and the price was great. So yeah, if you end up going or if you plan on going, let me know. Maybe I could give you some more tips. But the takeaway of this video is stay an evening or two, wait until all the tourists are gone, and you're going to take some amazing photos. And definitely visit Ruifang or Jiufen if you get the chance. And if you like something more gritty or a much larger city, then consider visiting Keelung, which I'll make a video about in the future. Thank you very much.